Rockstar Games is on fire and they are scrambling over at Take-Two headquarters because we had another set of Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay leaks over the weekend, 5 more clips in total, including more racy gameplay such as a strip club and even a nudist colony. And we're gonna go through all of this. Of course, I'm not actually gonna show the gameplay on this channel because Rockstar is coming down hard on anyone showing any of this gameplay, even people that are taking screenshots of this gameplay, and we're going to discuss a bit of legal drama around these leaks as well. Tell me your thoughts on all the gameplay so far if you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, tell me your thoughts as we go along, because I'm going to describe a lot of the gameplay features that are enhanced from Grand Theft Auto 5, some of the things that have me really excited, because CYBERLEEK, I don't know if it was in his intention when sharing the Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay, but it's actually hyped me more on the game. It's kind of a proof of the progression from the last entry. And in this set of gameplay, we do see a lot of the physics and body improvements that we saw in Red Dead Redemption 2. So they are taking a lot of those physics systems, applying it to the new Grand Theft Auto as well. Important to note, we have seen no footage of Lucia yet. And currently, the poll that CYBERLEEK is running right now is to see if he should release Lucia gameplay footage. And the theory has been that he doesn't have a Lucia build. A large part of the theory right now that people are trying to figure out what build of the game he has. It could be as recent as January 2026. It definitely came from at least January 2025 because there's been some songs in it that were not released before that date. However, it's possible that this gameplay, some of these gameplay is coming from different builds because people have started to notice very serious bugs in the background, things such as static NPCs, or when he drives over puddles, you know, the puddles have no physics interaction. So he definitively does not have a final build, at the very least, and it could very well be just a vertical slice, a very narrow frame of gameplay, because it's important to note that CYBERLEEK has not done certain things, like he hasn't gone to a store and changed the clothes of the main character, he hasn't actually started a story mission either, he hasn't modified the cars in any way, he's only stolen street cars. But anyway, getting back to the 6th leak. If you haven't seen the first 5 leaks, you don't know about them, you want more of the details, I'll link my video on that down below. But right now we're going from the 6th gameplay leak to the 10th gameplay leak. This clip is being referred to as the Bugatti clip, and it's about 2 minutes 15 seconds. Jason steals a supercar, so we get to see the speed, the violence, the momentum. We also get to see a lot of the greater details of the city. One of the things that really impressed me about the city design is, like, there is a full electrical grid all over this city. There are wires everywhere, and it really makes it feel like lived experience. The life sim part of Grand Theft Auto 6, I think, is the most impressive part of it, just the interactions between everything. And once online comes out, I really do think it's going to be like one of the biggest things of all time, because you can kind of just drift around in this game for hours and hours. It has such a satisfying feel, and I haven't even played it yet. I'm super hyped to play it just from this footage. Another thing to note, NPCs can resist when you try to steal their car by locking the door. So Jason smashed the window, and then there was a bit of a button mashing prompt to actually pull the person out of the car. So these little contextual moments, such as in the earlier clips when he picked the wrench up off the ground with his hands, the clothing physics, which I didn't actually mention in the last video, but the clothing physics are so impressive. Like the way every time the character moves, you'll see the movement of the clothing on the shoulder, you'll see it twist around his torso, hair physics as well when people are getting in fights. The traffic is dense. This was very true. He was having to bob and weave through the traffic, and that speaks very well to the optimization of the game, because a game like Grand Theft Auto 6 is so heavy on the CPU. Of course, it's graphically intense, but when you're spawning individual characters, individual cars, all these AI trying to do their own thing in the world, that's what pulls down the CPU, which is the underrated part of game. That's honestly what makes a lot of modern games suck ass, is they're not CPU optimized, but this all bodes very well. Another feature, the supercar actually had a tracker icon, even though it's not a police vehicle. So if you steal a supercar, it does eventually get the police on your ass. It brings you a wanted level. There's tiers of cars, it's a little more valuable to the owner, which is kind of cool. And when he stole it, there was a bit of a delay on the owner of the car actually calling the police. so it makes it feel a little bit more natural, the progression at which you gain that wanted level. Vice City Transit bus appears, so we might be able to ride buses. I think later on, yeah, metro and a train appears, so of course we'll have some city services to ride on to LARP a bit. A gas station on the minimap, and we'll actually talk about the gas station in the next clip, and rentable electric scooters. The clip was going kind of fast, I didn't see those, but that might be a fun LARP. This makes me think about role-playing in Grand Theft Auto 6 Online. We'll have some people that legit pretend to be Door Dashers. The 7th clip is an extension of the 6th clip, and Jason takes the Bugatti to a series of gas stations and robs them. And this is actually so illustrative of the quality of the game. First, he runs over people and he shoots them, and there is the gore system from Red Dead 2. I haven't personally played Red Dead 2, but this is definitely a huge upgrade over GTA 5, and I wonder how this is gonna affect ratings when online comes out, or if this is something they're gonna nerf when online comes out, because he runs over a guy and literally cuts his freaking leg off, and it's just there in the street. There's a trail of blood and everything, bloody stump. But drawing back a little more, when he's actually robbing the gas stations, that's pretty high fidelity too. Literally cracks open the cash register, reaches in and grabs the cash. The cops warn him, they don't shoot away, they try to talk him down. At the same time, we have NPCs realistic interaction, tries to cover the wounds, but also the NPCs were more aggressive. That's something I've been noticing in these clips. The NPCs are not bitches. They will try to fight you. Some of them are probably going to pull out guns on you as well. And that's just going to make the world feel more alive, more stimulating when you're trying to play, when you go on those rampages. And that's where I say these leaks are actually kind of selling the game. We had, of course, Area 69 and UFO presence keep out in like little signs, little Easter eggs when he was robbing these gas stations. And that's going to be very interesting too, to see the GTA 6 Easter eggs, the little hidden lore things. I wonder if they'll actually bring Bigfoot to the game. I know it's a San Andreas thing, but everyone knows Bigfoot is just an alien anyway. Some more songs featured here. The cart starts smoking when the engine meter reaches half and turns yellow. This is something I noticed too. There's a lot more meters to manage. You have like the reputation system, you have your love meter, your car has meter, there's gas, you have to actually stop and get gas with the cars. There's supposed to be like a hunger system as well, possibly the ability to modify your body. This is one of the things that CYBERLEEK has not shown in the gameplay. Everyone is speculating that you'll have the ability to, you know, get buff, get skinny, get fat, but that hasn't been shown in any gameplay yet. And see, here's another bar, a third purple bar with an eye icon, which could be Jason's special ability, allowing him to see valuable items around him. And that was something in the last game. You had the drive good meter, shoot good meter, frenzy meter for the 3 protagonists of Grand Theft Auto 5. And we can't forget that high impact car crashes produce a slow-mo effect. It was very much like the Burnout games. This could be a bit annoying if you're constantly going on a spree and getting in crashes. Hopefully you can turn that off in the settings. Or now this is where the story gets saucy, because clip 7 ended with a tease of the strip club, and another vote was held here to see which clip should be released next. The vote for the strip club increased the market cap of CYBERLEEK's cryptocurrency from 1 million to 13 million. That means 13 times the trade volume. And right before this, CYBERLEEK tried to prove he wasn't about the money by putting the developer's portion of the cryptocurrency into a burner account, essentially an account that no one can access so he can never cash it out, and only collecting trading fees. But as we see, as soon as he did that, the strip club clip more than paid for that, you know, little goodwill burn. 13 times the market cap, 13 times the trade, little bit of trade fee goes to CYBERLEEK every single time. And with the strip club clip in question, this was very high fidelity as well. You had a pool mini game inside, you had a lot of smoke coming from the NPC cigarettes, and the fact that there's cigarettes in the game, you know, tells me they're not shying away from the stuff. And you'll see later on with another one of the clips that there's definitely that old Grand Theft Auto energy. They're not really trying to neuter this game for the modern public opinion, even though people were, for some reason, thinking they would do that. The bread and butter of Grand Theft Auto is really that they're kind of allowed to do anything because they are a true world simulator, or at least attempting to be. Unique NPCs, dancers motion caption is great. Yeah, just tell us that you watched the clip 10 times, brother. CYBERLEEK actually pulls out binoculars and zooms in on one of the strippers. And that's where the fidelity of the game, like the skin textures, the tattoo details, the facial structure, the lips moving when the characters talk and really linking up with the voice lines as well. The tiny little details, the intricacies of the game. And that's that Rockstar sauce here. So there's not much to say about the strip club clip except that, yeah, there is strip clubs. And it was a smaller strip club. It seemed to be kind of like a backwater swamp area. And maybe that'll affect who's actually inside the location in terms of, you know, NPCs. To note, this clip did end with Jason saying, "I gotta take a leak." Kind of a jab at Rockstar Games. And CYBERLEEK has been laying in all these little jabs towards Rockstar Games as well. But also something that supports the theory that he doesn't have a full build of the game. So Jason in the cutscene is actually rocking a new haircut and beard. However, he has the same shirt we saw in trailer 2 before he picks Lucia up from the prison. So it's very possible that the build CYBERLEEK has doesn't have the ability to activate missions, because so far every piece of clothing that he's used has been very simple, probably something you'd find in the starter closet before you even do the first mission. And that really matters because CYBERLEEK has been poking at Rockstar and Take-Two, threatening to release the full build. And I don't think that's something he could actually do. I think it's just an idea he's putting out there to inflate the cryptocurrency and just increase the hype for his leaks. Because ultimately, it's all about the financial incentive for this guy. Somehow he got the build. He may not even been the one who acquired the build. Maybe someone gave it to him, or maybe they recorded gameplay and then gave that to him and he has no build at all. We don't know exactly how he's getting this gameplay. There's so many ways this could be happening. But the fact of the matter is CYBERLEEK holds all the cards. So he's going to bluff and he's going to bluff. And it's just a matter of when Rockstar calls that bluff. And they're definitely trying to bring the law down on this guy. And I think Strip Club Clip is really pissed them off, because this is when they started going far and wide and they actually did a takedown for a Twitter account. And actually, the CYBERLEEK's, his overlay on it has been very clear that he doesn't have a Twitter account. However, Take-Two still legally came at this Twitter account. They also filed another subpoena to Google to identify some YouTube channels who shared leaks but are unrelated to the leaker, and that is why I 100% not putting gameplay, not putting screenshots on this channel. We can describe it because we live in America and we got the freedom of speech, right? But anything beyond that, I think, opens you up to at least getting a DMCA. And with YouTube, as the YouTube channel owner, you're immediately considered in the wrong. It's not a matter of like you get to argue it. You get hit with a copyright claim, and then if you choose to defend it, they could escalate it all the way to court. It's definitely not in the YouTuber's favor. Not a great situation. So we have to protect ourselves. We have to be forward thinking here. Because beyond that, Take-Two is currently trying to track down the leaker, and they've filed legal subpoenas with Microsoft and Discord as well in federal court, seeking information related to various online accounts involved in posting and sharing these leaks. And they're compelled to answer very soon, by September 4th, to provide information, emails, registration, login IPs, phone numbers if they were doing this from their phone, linked accounts, even their Xbox accounts. Like if you linked your Xbox to your Discord and you're on your phone sharing gameplay footage, this now puts you at risk of liability. Specifically named CYBERLEEK, Cinematic Rockstar, Surfer24K and related usernames, Odyssey, and the YouTuber Dark Viper AU. And that one's pretty interesting because as far as I know, this guy didn't actually show any gameplay. He may have shown screenshots. I'm not really too sure. To be honest, I mostly follow this news through Twitter because Twitter keeps you so up to date. I try to just bring a complete package with my videos so you don't have to bounce around between 15 different posts. And the craziest story so far, a Reddit user who accidentally guessed the date of the GTA 6 leak a month in advance. Two men showed up at his house and on the behalf of Rockstar to investigate whether he had any connection to CYBERLEEK.
Right, basically what they're saying is they're not happy with it. They're not happy with it.
They're not happy with it?
Nah. Oh, they're not happy. Obviously, what they're doing now is they're on the phone to the lawyers.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because that's 100% the story. So
yeah, it's just yeah, they're not happy with that. So I don't
So
know
what
if they've heard that for somewhere else or what.
I love how these guys keep repeating, yeah, they're not happy, as though the happiness of Rockstar should be any concern of this random Reddit user. But these are the intimidation tactics that these big corporations like to use nowadays. It's kind of crazy. Remember when Magic the Gathering sent the Pinkertons to that one guy's house because they accidentally sent him cards before they were releasing them? Like, it was their user error, but instead of sending a normal person to come collect the cards, they sent the freaking bounty hunters of American history, the most badass guys in America, to come and get this guy. And now they're doing the same thing over here, sending the British Gestapo to UK, but you know, I wouldn't expect anything less from the UK. This clip got 3.3 million views. These Rockstar Gaming leaks are completely unprecedented, and they are just like so massive that they have the potential to change corporate copyright law.
okay, so what, they're going to get a search warrant for my devices and stuff?
Don't know, not sure. But basically, they're on the phone to the lawyers now, so they're basically, this is sort of like your last chance to say.
Is this
yeah.
a scare tactic to try
No,
and
it's
get me
not.
to fess up?
It's not. We're not looking for any fess up. We're not looking for. Basically, what we're after is, do you know certain individuals under certain handles?
I love how the guy says Rockstar Games is saying this is your last chance, and the dude in question, the Reddit user, responds by saying, is this supposed to be a scare tactic? And the guy trying to use the scare tactic, no, it's not a scare tactic. We're just trying to find out if you know certain people and if you're criminally liable. I wonder if it's even possible for Rockstar Games to catch some legal flack for this, but the thing is, Rockstar Games Take-Two, they have more than enough money to handle any legal situation that comes their way from using tactics like this.
Who are the associates? That's what we're after. Ultimately, that's what they're after, and I think they'll keep on pushing that because obviously, at the end of the day, you put something out online, it's then guess the date, just due to pure chance, which is hard to believe, if I'm being honest.
Well, the only reason I
Pretty much just calling him a liar because he guessed one day out of any day from the back half of a year. You know, there's like only 150 days in the back half of a year. Kind of crazy, man. But like I said, this is the level that Rockstar is getting to. This is the frenzy that's happening at Take-Two headquarters. They are absolutely in a panic over these gameplay leaks. And I guess one more leak to discuss before we get into gameplay clip 9 and 10. The 808 Mafia group leaked personal information of multiple Rockstar India employees. And this information included login credentials from internal Rockstar links, gaming, and adult websites that they were accessing, I guess, at work. That's kind of scandalous. But the initial suspicions, or at least some of the initial theories, were that the gameplay leak had happened from Rockstar India. And I think this actually kind of deconfirms this. This was spawned from that theory, the fact that 808 Mafia Group even targeted Rockstar India. But I think the progression of these clips has showed us that this was most likely a leak on the American side, probably directly from, you know, the main Rockstar building, which is why there is so much turmoil and they're using every legal avenue they can to try to lock CYBERLEEK down. Now, clips 9 and 10 start to show holes in CYBERLEEK's game plan because they are actually redundant. And I didn't catch these leaks because I was busy this weekend, but I didn't miss much, it turns out, because clip 9 is a continuation of clip 1, the first basketball clip at Jason's house. He enters his car, heads to gas station, and really he's just showing more of the driving physics. He does steal another car, a Bison 900, which I believe is more of a muscle car, but this doesn't have a tracker like the Bugatti did. Shows some more of the cars, shows some more of the dismemberment, shows that Jason's wallet has a limit. The most important part of this clip was that there was a map marker that was shown that says return to Lucia. So this leads to the currently teased clip, the one that he's trying to hype up right now, which is Lucia gameplay, but we'll get to that in a second. With clip 10, he shows a bit more of the flying with a stunt plane instead of a full-size plane, and you get to see kind of the breadth of the city. With this one, he flies lower, so hopefully I can find this clip to watch it. You're able to see traffic density, illumination on buildings with interiors, the scale, the draw distance, floating light art over the water, reflections. I bet this clip makes GTA 6 look incredibly beautiful. And at this point, we probably have a full list of all the radio stations as well, because there's a couple new radio stations here in addition to the list that I showed in the first video, which I believe was in clip 3 or 4. That puts us at 15 radio stations so far, and there might even be more. I believe it's currently 11 radio and 4 talking stations. Now that's all well and good, but clip 11 turned up the heat because one lone man paid $1,200 to vote for Nudist Town as the next GTA 6 clip. And so that's what we got. And GTA 6 Countdown, he hasn't even really detailed much about this clip. So essentially the way this clip went down is Jason showed up to a nudist party, and there was bodies of all shapes and sizes, but it was everything. You had cocks out, tits, fully modeled pubic hair, and you know, big guys, small guys, tall guys, everybody hanging around. And he whipped out the binoculars, got in on the details, and it is incredibly detailed. But beyond that, physics, because he ended up zooming in on one lady in particular who got mad at him for using the binoculars. She reacted to the binoculars, which is pretty interesting, and they got in a fist fight. He punched her, she fell in the pool, but very interesting is it was the shallow end of the pool, and she hit the bottom of the pool and was KO'd. And then he started shooting people, including the lady in the pool. But if you play GTA, you know that there's a difference between a KO and actually killing someone once they're KO'd. So the water physics, the way her body went in, she still hit the bottom, got knocked out. It was probably counted as a drop, and that's technology, baby. That's the stuff that I think is most interesting about this leaks. You know, beyond the T and V and P and A and all that shit that was in this clip. You know, go to church this Sunday. I really recommend it if you saw the nudist clip. And that was the latest clip dropped early this morning. It remains to be seen if the Lucia gameplay will even come out, but the way this is all situated makes me think that he has a vertical slice of probably the very first mission of the game, considering that he had the objective to get back to Lucia, doesn't have access to the stores. He could very well be locked into a mission, and being locked into a mission may limit your features, the stuff you can do in the game, modifying your characters, things such as that. The more he shows, the more convinced I am that he does not have a full build of the game. It's just too narrow, and there's certain features he's refusing to show. And he's saying, supposedly, that he's been staying away from the story leaks deliberately. I think it's more just that he doesn't have access to the story. And in the end, I think these leaks are just gonna drive up more sales. GTA 6 page has been updated with a new Ultimate Edition banner on the PS Store, continues preparing for the extended look on August 27th. That is only 3 days away that we'll get the Netflix gameplay reveal beyond what has been revealed in this gameplay, the official gameplay reveal, and that's going to be 6 hours exclusive on Netflix. This has caused a lot of controversy, particularly because of the pricing structure of Netflix. Like, if you want to watch this ad-free, it's going to be $27 per month. But here's the spoiler here. I kind of discussed this in my last video. Netflix and all these streaming services, they want you on the ad-supported plan, because the simple fact is they make more money if you're on the ad-supported plan. $9 a month, and they run high CPM ads against you. And as we discussed in the last video, YouTube is the most watched streaming service on television, but it doesn't get the most ad rev per viewer. That goes to Netflix. Netflix is downstream of premium television, premium movies, so they charge the big bucks. And Grand Theft Auto wants to make millions and millions of dollars off of this Grand Theft Auto trailer if they possibly can, because the social media sphere around a game is part of a game's revenue, and we have to consider that in the modern era. All these social media apps, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, they all serve to bring revenue into the brand and to promote the brand. And that's really what CYBERLEEK is attacking. That's why Rockstar is so pissed off. Take-Two is so pissed off, because he's attacking the integrity of the brand, not just the profitability of the game, because the profitability of GTA 6 is not in question. If anything, these leaks have sold more people on the game. It's that he's affecting the secondary revenue source of Grand Theft Auto, the thing that's supposed to be paying for the marketing material. It's tertiary, but it matters to the corporation. But that's all we have right now. Be sure to like and subscribe, and tell me your thoughts in the comments. how are you feeling about these gameplay clips? How do they make you feel about GTA 6? And I guess, are you gonna buy the Ultimate Edition, or are you just gonna go with the regular edition? Because a lot of the controversy here is that there's not just cosmetics, but stores locked behind the Ultimate Edition of GTA 6. There's also the possibility that Grand Theft Auto may not even have a physical edition, and we'll certainly discuss that. And as soon as that Lucia gameplay comes out, if it comes out, I will be discussing that as well. So like, comment, subscribe, catch you guys in the next video.